I am going to show you in this short video how to set up in OBS scenes and the sources for the scenes to have webcams that you can point at yourself and also have your screen or your applications show on the stream, and then also transition between those, all while using overlays to give that kind of glossy professional look to the background, also just so it isn't boring black or white background that nobody wants to look at. So check this out. I'll show you how to get it done. The first thing we want to do is make sure that we have all of our dependencies that we need to put together this stream. For this, I have several DataStax Academy, they're like short videos basically. Like if I open up this MPEG here, it's just a little animated video with text, etc. And if I pop in, it has a countdown for the start of the stream. So what you do is you put this in as an intro, it does a countdown, and at the end, that's when you actually begin. That way you get to start your stream, people can join in, and hopefully get in at the beginning of the stream. Then there's another one. This is the main one. I forget, is this? Yeah, it just says the stream has ended. That's for another option. And then the last one is stream is offline, and that's if you want to have an outro and you just want to have this, says thanks for watching, etc. Just kind of adds like a little bit of a shine to the beginning and end. So those are our animations, and then there's our overlay here. So this overlay is set up so that you can put it in and then have video or webcam down here, and then like your main content right here. And we'll look at that more in a minute. And of course, you need your stream key to be able to plug into OBS for Twitch. That'll be in another video where you can go find that, get it hooked up and started. So those are there. And of course, you need OBS. OBS is available for Linux, Mac, and Windows. It's out on obsproject.com. It's open source software. And I already have it installed, so we can skip by all of that. And let's get started. OBS. I'm going to go ahead and start that. And I'm going to go ahead and start the applications that I'm going to use during the stream. And you'll see why in a minute. Oops. There we go. Oh, I've opened up WebStorm. I don't want that. I want GoLand. So I'm going to open up GoLand. That's going to be my main streaming application. And then here in OBS, I need to set up my particular scenes that I'm going to transition through during the actual session. So my first one, I'm going to go ahead and add one and just call it intro. And I'll add another one called outro. And let's have one main screen. Don't get out of here, WebStorm. There we go. Okay. And then we'll have one called main screen and webcam. And then let's just have one that's webcam. And then let's have one that says webcams, like that. So for the intro, let's add a source for the intro scene, and it's going to be a media source. And what a media source is, we'll call it intro source, will just be one of those MPEG files that we looked at. So what I like to do, since I use multiple devices, is I set up a specific share out of my Dropbox to house all these things in. So then whenever I set up a template or whatever, I can go from machine to machine and it just points to the same files all the time. So it's your overlays, DataStax Academy, and then I think this is the beginning one. So take a look at that. Now the settings here are important. Let's make this a little bit bigger so you can see them. There we go. So most of this stuff can be left default, but it's important to note that close file when inactive, it can like kind of free up memory and whatnot. You can also set it to loop. If you set it to loop, it will restart when it gets to the end, which can also be kind of annoying. But if you have a particular video file in something that you want to just keep looping, that's great. Like, for instance, if you want to use a video as the background behind something that you're actually talking about. So there's the intro. If I double click on that, that should be active here in this left-hand window. Also note, OBS usually doesn't start this way. This is just studio mode. So if I unclick it, you go back to the standard 1 window. If I click it, you go to the standard 2 windows. So that intro is selected here, and I'm going to transition. So you'll see the active window go live over here. So that's started now. I'm going to set up the main screen, and let's see here, we'll go to window capture. Now window capture lets me pick a running Windows application to show in that particular thing. I'm going to call this GoLand source, and then here's the window list, and there's WebStorm running, there's GoLand. I think, yeah, that's what I want. Ah, there, it shows a preview. Hit OK. Now note, it's a little big, so I need to size it down. I'm just grabbing the corner and sizing it down like that. Now I want it to look nice and slick, so I'm going to pull in the overlay, which is just an image. Overlay image. Boom. So I'm going to go out now, find overlay. There we go. And now I need to get the overlay sized also, since it doesn't seem to want to pull in anything to my specific resolution, which is 1080p, i.e. 1920 by 1080. There we go. So if you pull it up here, it'll snap to the position, and then you can pull this down, since I know it's 1080p and it's sized to 1080p. Now in here, it seems we have little corners we don't actually want hiding our IDE. So this is where one thing comes in handy. Right now, the overlay image is in order over the GoLand source, but if I click this and move it up, boom, notice it now overrides and goes over the edges. Okay, so that's handy, but also sometimes you want the image overlay to actually go over the image. For example, let's add a webcam now. I'm going to actually delete this one. And then we'll go here. Let's actually transition that to the active. It shows you how to transition. And then in here on main screen, I'm going to say, let's see, right click and then duplicate, however you want to say it, main screen plus webcam. So that one is going to be basically the same thing, but I'm going to add a webcam now. And we'll go to video capture device. Call it webcam 1. Now in here, I'm going to go with the integrated webcam. There we go. Oh, it's bad angles. Yay, bad angles. So in here, there's usually other options, like this one is, exposure, video brightness, or whatever. I'm going to turn down my brightness here a little bit. Yeah, make my window darker, whatever. So there we go. We got a webcam. I can bring that in. Now, this is where the overlay and having it actually be an overlay instead of just sitting there comes in handy. Like if I just want my face in here like this, I can size this as such and then move the overlay image back to the top. Boom. And it cuts my image down. However, the problem is this one is still, pretty prominent, and I do need to get the sides out of the clear part of the image. So there we go. That looks pretty good. So people just can't see my file, edit, view, navigator. So if I transition now, boom, that is now the active screen. So this is how you set up OBS to run with the overlays, with the intros and outros. Like if I go in here now and I collect media source, outro source, and then let's go and pick the outro. I think it's, yeah, this one looks like it. There we go. And transition, boom. There we go, the outro. So that's how you set up an OBS stream with the templates and overlays, how you transition, and basically do everything that you need.